Hey everybody, I wanted to do a kind of a tutorial video. I recently had the chance to work with somebody who is very good in Blender. That they helped me design a token for the Meadow mod that I've been working on. I need to redo the other one, so I thought, it'd be a good idea to record this, mostly so I remember what needs done, but maybe some other people will find this useful as well. So I've got Blender 4.1 open. This is, you'll get the cube and the camera and the light. We don't need the light or the camera, so we're gonna go ahead and start there. And we want to go to edit mode. In the future, I'm probably just gonna hit tab to quickly change modes. And we want to select faces here. And we want just one face of this cube. So if we click the other faces, using the middle click mouse wheel to pan around like this, hold Control, you'll be able to select multiple faces. We're going to get all the faces except the top. Okay, and I'm going to hit delete. Delete, I want the faces gone. So now you just have this single plane, which is what we're looking for. And let's go ahead, go to object mode real quick, add an image. We'd like a reference image. I threw the image on my desktop. So, oh, oops. So that was a mistake. What we need to do first is push on your number pad, number 7, and that's going to snap to this top-down view. That way the reference image will come in straight. So still in object mode, let's go add image again, reference, on the desktop, load it up. Okay, that's good. So what we are going to do is model just the one side, and I've just got this already photoshopped together because I'll need the, this is the back of the token, but we are going to try to make this plane look like this shape. So we're going to push number 7, and we need to be in edit mode for this, so I'm going to hit tab. So in edit mode, we're going to select on the edge mode, and we'll click this edge, and you can see this is a point, which is what I want, and we're going to select on the move tool here. But when I move this, it's obviously going to make a bigger cube, which is not what we want. So I'm going to Control Z to undo, and with that top edge still selected, I'm going to right click here and subdivide. Now what that's done, I'm going to zoom in, is given me two different it's cut the thing in half, which is going to be good to get that point. I'm going to push numpad 7 to get my bird's eye view back. It's a hard habit to break. I tend to pan around. We're going to move this over a bit. Okay. And now that we have this split, and if we look, we have a point here now that we can manipulate. So if I drag this point up, I get more in line with what I'm actually trying to do. So we're going to leave it on point selected, and I'm going to select this point here, and I want this point, but I don't want this one. So I'm going to hold down Shift and click this point, and I should just have those two selected, and we're going to raise them up, get them close, and we're going to make this, oops, not that. We're going to get them close to those corners. That looks not too bad. I might need to bring them down just a bit. So we've got a nice triangle going on. Let's do the two sides here. Go ahead and move it over. And one tip that I got is you want to make your 3D object slightly smaller than your image. So when you actually import it, you won't have any weird spots on the art. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side here, and we're doing both pairs to keep them perfectly straight with each other. Let's go ahead and get on the edge selector and click this bottom edge and drag it down. You just scroll out a little bit. Drag it down. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think that's going to be okay like that. So we need to make this thing a little bit 3D. Right now it's just flat. So we're in edit mode. We want face selection, hit the face and hit E, and that will let you expand out the face. So we don't need this to be super fat, so we'll go up a bit like that. So now we have a rough 3D shape here, which is good. So what we're going to do is set the reference image on the tile now. So we're going to go down into materials here, and we want an image texture, and we want to open our reference image. Okay, and that looks like shit, but we're going to fix it. And if yours isn't showing up, you'll want to hold Z and go down here to material preview. You could also click these circles. So let's fix the ugliness of this. So we want to go up here to UV editing, and you can see if you click this thing, it still has the UV edit from when it was a cube. So we are going to hit number 7 on the numpad again. We want to delete that UV map first. So let's get rid of this thing. So under under data here, click into here, hit this minus sign on under the UV maps area. That got rid of our square. Okay, there's going to be a cut here. I was losing my mind. And you'll see the reference image was gone because the unwrap wasn't doing what I wanted. So what you actually need to do here is select a face and then make sure you hit the letter A to select all of your model. And then we do want to do right click UV unwrap faces, and we want to project it from the view. That should, yes, give us a mask for all the sides. And these sides we'll have to fix, but it does give us a nice top and a bottom. So I'm going to go through and fix this again. So we'll click this, we'll click S, or I'm sorry, A to select all, and then we'll click S to scale this up a little bit. That's not going to be big enough. Pushing G to move it. Let's push S again to scale up some. Try there, G. Try to get it roughly lined up. Okay, that looks pretty close. So now we can manipulate this manually. So we'll select these 2 points. Let's stretch them down. Brilliant. Oops. I'll grab these 2 points and we just bump them over a bit. Great. These 2 I want to come this direction. Okay, that looks pretty good. So that's good for the top face. Let's do the bottom. And we want it to be over here so you can see. Same thing, let's scale it up. Scale it up a bit more. Okay. Let's move it up a bit. All right. Let's grab these sides and then zoom in. Move it over some. Looks good. This side looks really good already. Grab the 2 bottom points. Let's try to move that and pull them down. Okay, that looks good to me. And there is the bottom of it. So these edges are still a bit of an issue. So with the projection that we did, it's going to make these kind of shit. So we want to right click and unwrap, and we're going to do that on every edge. Right click, unwrap, right click, unwrap, unwrap, and once more. We shall unwrap. Okay, so we do have to then go through and do all of these, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let's shrink it down. So this is on you, stylistically, what you would like it to do. If you want to be super fancy, you can see on this tile, you could try to get the grain to follow the same direction. So the grain is up and down, and on this face that we're working on, I have it going left to right. So you know, you could rotate it if you want, or if you like this look, this is also fine. We're gonna make this. Oh, I need the scaling tool. Make this a little bit fatter to get more of the grain in here, like so. So that's looking pretty cool, and we're gonna do the same thing with the rest of these sides. So Let's grab these two. I want the move tool to shrink it a bit. Move it. Scale. I don't want scale. I think I want T. Nope. What's the shortcut on this thing? Shift spacebar and T. That's too many things to remember. Just make this a little bit fatter. And again, I'm just going to try to grab different parts of the tile for each one. It's not a huge deal if you don't. It's just something you can do. Like this. Oops, don't need that. Control Z, A, then move it. Go maybe here for that one. Cool. Work on this face. Shrink it down. Push A to get all the faces. Let's move it up. Let's move it over. Let's get some of this. Make it a little bit bigger, sure. And then just this face left. Let's make it big. Let's make it really big. Let's be a big fat one. Shrink it down. Move it over. Maybe there. Okay. So now all the edges look good, and the bottom looks good, and the top looks good. A really cool trick that the guy that was teaching me showed me is if you care about color tinting in Tabletop Simulator, you can come back under the materials pane here on this globe, and we would like to make a new material. So hit this plus, and we're going to hit new. None of this matters at all. Not a single thing. And the material, the primary one that you make in Blender is what Tabletop Simulator is able to tint. So, for example, on these tiles, if I want the edges here to be able to be color tinted, I'm going to change them. I'm going to leave them alone because right now everything is on material 1. So if you select, it'll show you all the faces that are on that material. So what we want to do is get the top and bottom faces, and we want to assign that to material 1. So let's do that, and it looks like crap again. That's okay. The UV mask is still going to fix it, but if it bothers you while you're still working in Blender, you can come back in here and do your image texture and open your picture, desktop, and then it looks how you had it before. So I'll demonstrate that once we get into the game, but this is optional, but I just thought it was really neat and just a great tip. So we're done with our UV editing though, so let's go back into the layout. We need to fix the fact that this thing is floating in the air. All right, let me load up Tabletop Simulator and I will meet you over there. All right. So we're just gonna do a blank table here, and we need to upload our file. So we've got our object, and this is going to be our diffuse. So let's make custom model. So we just go into objects here, type in custom, you'll find all the custom things. I clicked on model, and then I clicked on the table, and then you right click to get this menu to pop up. So our model mesh is the object here, and you can also use that for your collider. And then our diffuse image is this. And in here, when you import it, you can change the material. I usually click cardboard because I don't want the gloss on these. And that should be fine. This is for if you have more complex shapes. In this model, I don't think it'll matter much, but let's go ahead and do this. You can see here is our token with our image on it. And the back's there, the sides are good. If I clone this thing, make another one. Oh, my rotation's not on 90. Okay. So the non-convex thing, I think, has something to do with super complex models and being able to butt them up against each other like this. And I think it only affects things when they're locked. I'm not super read up on that, but I don't think it matters at all if I had imported this without that. Yeah, the colliders are still okay on these. So here we have a couple of the tokens that we just made in the game. And I do want to show you how that double material thing works. So these are red, so ideally maybe you would want the edges to be red, and you can see in doing so it's only tinting the edges. This top face, oh, we missed a face. This top face is not affected, neither is the bottom. So yeah, you can see here it looks like I missed this. I don't know if anybody saw that in the video or not, but we can fix that. Let me get Blender open. I did save my model, thankfully. So if we go back to Blender and we open this, I don't care about this one. And we go, let's go edit mode. Let's go face selection. This face is on the new material. So we need it to be on this material and assign that. Now, so we're just going to go through and make sure all of these edges are on this material, and then the top and bottom are on material 01. If you select in here, if you click the material you want and hit select, it should show you all the faces that are using that. So let's go ahead and save this, and we will re-export it. Okay, now let's go back to the game. Meadow, so this one's bad, so I'm going to delete it. And documents, it's called Meadow Token now because I saved the project. And once again, objects, custom model, we're going to click, then right click to get this menu. And here's the mesh, and it's also the collider, and then the diffuse is this image. And I would very much like this to be cardboard. Okay, let's try again. Now let's see if that's fixed it. So if we go into tinting and make that red. Sorry, can't drive. Okay, so we do see the controls for Meadow and Tabletop Simulator are just ever so slightly different. But now we can see we have it correct this time. And just the edges, all of the edges are taking our color tint. So this is useful if you had something that was going to be unique for each player. You can go through and do the tinting for each respective player color. But I believe that's everything. Like I said near the beginning of the video, I am no Blender expert. I am basically making this video to document what I was shown and learned, so that in the future, when I need to do this again, I will have this to reference. And if it helps some other people out along the way, that's fantastic. I hope I wasn't too rambly. I hope that you were able to follow along. If you're still confused, feel free to leave a comment on this video. And thanks for staying till the end. I will see you in the next one.